the destruction of the LTTE put the entire national question on the back burner.
Right.
Because the government is now not under any pressure to do much about the Tamil question. So what had been the central issue of politics for the last 30, if not 60 years, okay, to use an Althuserian term, the over-determining factor in national politics was the national question. Today, it is not, at least for the time being. The over-determining or the fundamental issue of national politics has become
electoral.
Has become the question of democracy.
Well,
yes, electoral, the question of what will happen to democracy, whether democracy can be protected, whether the government can be pushed back on its threats to democracy, whether even the president himself will recognize the dangers and not step too far.
Right.
So that is the issue, the central issue. Now, this changeover is both a good thing and a bad thing. It is a bad thing in the sense that by relegating the national question to the back burner, then I do not see any solution. I do not see this government putting forward a formula which will be acceptable to the Tamil people as a whole.
So you have absolutely no faith in the APRC and whatever it brings
I
out?
think that the APRC is finished. I think the APRC is finished. It has been... Mahinda did it, not I. So the APRC is finished. I don't think there will be anything coming out. I don't think India is going to step on the government's neck and say, those who say that India is going to be very unhappy if the government does nothing about it, and they're not true. I think India make a few noises and let it pass. I want to see the forces. Governments do things only because there are social or political or other forces which make it necessary to do that.
Compel it.
Compel it. And I don't see where does the compunction come from? Where does I can't see anything. Today.
Might there be in the future a groundswell of opinion? I mean, for example,
it will be a slow process.
It will be a slow process.
It will be a slow process. Because after all, look at the side of the Tamil people. They have suffered enormously for the last 30 years. They are in no mood to, of course, armed struggle is out of the question, but even in a non-armed struggle, they are in no mood to do anything more than about vote overwhelming for a party like the TNA, for an anti-government party. I would see that, yes. I would expect in the next elections that the pro-government parties, not just pro-government parties, the parties that went on a tiger hunt, like the TMVP, like Pillayan, Karuna, even Douglas and the EPDP, because they joined the tiger hunt. So parties that actually participated in the tiger hunt, the Tamils are not going to support them because the Tamils have a complicated relationship with the LTT. They both recognize it as their liberator, and they also see it as their oppressor. So because of that, they will not. So they will vote for for parties which were not in the tiger hunt, and the TNA qualifies. So I think it will do well. But it will be no more than a voice in the wilderness for the time being.
In what you said, Kumar, where do you place the importance of, for example, the Tamil referenda that is occurring around the world, very much an anachronistic phenomenon that seems to hark back to an armed struggle leading to Elam, not really resonant with the current ground realities. Do you see any connection at all? Is it retrogressive? Is it detrimental? Or is it keeping that issue of the Tamil question on the agenda somehow?
Actually, it is pointless. It's completely pointless. I don't know why the fellows are doing it. I suppose...
Is it a genuine question, you feel, of not knowing how to engage now?
The diaspora is confused about how to do, what to do, but what to do.
Both, I suppose.
With diaspora. The diaspora.
No, as in the sense, how to do and what to do it.
How to do and what to do. But more important, what to do. More important, what to do. The diaspora has still to come to terms completely with the destruction of the LTT. There are still lots of people in the diaspora whom I relate to, and friends and others, but pro-ex-LTT types and so on, who still say, you can't oppress the people forever, which broadly speaking is true. You can't, the oppressor will finally be defeated. There is that kind of feeling. And that harks back to the armed struggle is not over. But they know it's over. But they can't actually explicitly come to terms with that. Some sections, the most extreme sections of the diaspora. The larger part of the diaspora has a problem with how to relate to this government. they will not accept the Mahinda Rajapaksa government. The Tamils overall will not accept this government because they do not accept his claimed role as their liberator. So they are in that state of confusion about what to do. They are in the process, I believe, of coming to a tense relationship with the democratic Tamil parties, such as the TNA or anybody else who is going to democratic politics. They see that these parties are not prepared to take up the question of Elam. The TNA, or someone that has said, I'm not going to fight for Elam anymore, I'm not interested. Now, for them to let go of the Tamil nation is difficult, for the diaspora. To let go is difficult. At the same time, they realize that's realistic politics. So they're in the process of that.
Kumar, final question. Perhaps also with your experience of living outside of Sri Lanka and engaging with its politics domestically, any ideas of how to engage in a, I don't know, for want of a better term, positive, progressive manner for the diaspora now in influencing, shaping, sort of like trying to shape the domestic politics in a manner more progressively?
Yes, yes. I think that the diaspora would be wise to begin to enter a relationship with the TNA. So the first thing that they can do is simply get involved with the question of the Tamils must enter the democratic political process. They must participate in the democratic political process. Once they come to that point, then immediately they are faced with the question of, now, what shall we do in that process? What slogan shall we raise in that process? And I think that they should raise the question of autonomy, the question of federalism, the question of a new constitution. So these are the issues on which the diaspora is prepared, can be moved into those positions. And it will be very constructive if it can be moved into those positions, if only it can finally let go of Elam and let go of the armed struggle as a spent thing. I'm talking politics, I'm not talking about the reconstruction effort.
Sure. Yeah, I understand.
Of course, the reconstruction effort in which the Tamils have a very complicated problem, diaspora. The Tamils overseas who want to participate in the reconstruction of the North and East have a difficulty.
So challenges of engagement will always be an enduring challenge.
So are there ways in which they can engage in the reconstruction process without necessarily being seen as quislings of the government? If there could be, I believe they will come in.
And that's a wonderful challenge that you pose to the diaspora, and a great note actually to end the interview. Kumar, great pleasure talking to you. And
thank you. Thank you very much.
See you again sometime in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I enjoyed being with you.